Hello, Sriram. Hello. Hello. Hello,
Yes, Nazar.
Sriram.
Yes, Nazar.
Are we good to start?
Yeah, at 3 you can let people in. Give me a minute. Once they settle down, I will start. Don't worry about it.
Like 2:59 at my place. So let me know.
Yeah. At exactly 3 you can let people in. We'll give them a minute to settle down, and then I'll start.
Yeah. Once I start, the webinar will start in actual mode with attendees coming in. So we'll come to know in the participant thing.
Hi, hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Hi, I will log off the 7K and the 12,000 again, and then I'll log in into Zoom room. Could you please upgrade us to panelists and co-hosts after that?
Yeah. Which one? 7K.
7K and 12,000.
They are already there. 7K and 12,000.
Yes. Yeah, but now I'm using Zoom meeting, so I will log off and then I will log in again as Zoom room.
Okay. 7K. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, thank you.
Nazar, you can let people in.
Okay. It's okay. Edson, camera. Till the time you don't see me there ready, don't bring to me because they have again locked me out because they're not able to adjust the already.
Good afternoon, and a warm welcome from Print Week and HP. In this second edition of this webinar, our speakers will provide print perspective to thrive in these uncertain times and take us on a one-of-its-kind virtual tour of HP's Center of Excellence in Singapore. We have a power-packed hour ahead of us. Some housekeeping tips. Feel free to share any questions that you might have with us on the Q&A option on your screen, and I will pick them up and hope to get answers from our panelists at the end of the session. On behalf of Print Week and Watt Packaging, we wish you a prosperous and a healthy 2021. The landscape of the print industry is changing. The print markets have changed, and so are the customers' expectations and demands. What are the lessons to learn? The landscape of the print industry has morphed, and one of the big technological advances have come through one sector, digital. But just how big an opportunity is this, and what are the main barriers? Today, we will try and unravel what are the untapped possibilities, what are the features and capabilities to look for in digital press equipment. With those questions in mind, let me welcome Ashok Pava, Country Business Manager, HP Indigo Digital Press, India and Sri Lanka, to tell us what is in store for us going forward. Over to you, Ashok.
Thank you so much, Shriram. Good afternoon to our Indian friends and good evening to our Singapore friends. Welcome to this Print Week webinar, Thrive in the Uncertain Times. My name is Ashok Pava, and I take care of India and Sri Lanka commercial business for HP Indigo. First of all, we truly understand and accept the challenging time that the commercial print industry is going through. And, being a part of many of the discussions, forums, honestly, we don't really want to suggest anything how to improve or how to grow the traditional commercial printing business. But what we want to make today is a very humble request to each and every participants here or a printer here to de-risk their business, right? This is something that we have learned over last 8 to 12 months of this challenging time, is not to put all the eggs into one basket. So how do a printer de-risk the business today is something that we need to first understand, absorb, and then maybe execute our strategies toward it. When I say de-risking definitely for a printer, it can be a business model, it can be the customer base, or it can be a technology itself. The one of the the input that we want to add here is, of course, let me just share a slide, and then maybe I can explain it a little further, not too deep into it. We have many business opportunities which is lying up in our industry today. If you see here, we are in this commercial printing space, and some of the participants here are in book publishing space. But some of the spaces which are left for a very niche customer as a very niche market, which is packaging, the UV printing space, which is PV and synthetics, the garment tag market, the label market, and the security market. And what we want to make a request to the printing fraternity here, to not to see all these businesses in silos, but to see how do we make ourselves competent enough, equipped enough to make a share or to get a share from each of the market space. And that's what our theme of the the webinar today is. How does one single investment can enable a printer to actually enter into the high value space of each print market which is available? So that's one of the requests to all the printing fraternity here. The second request which I want to make is to to understand the macro trends which is going to change the printing industry from now, maybe another 10 years of a time. There are two big macro the factors that we should consider. The one is industry 4.0, although this is primarily for all manufacturing industries, but printing is a part of that industry 4.0. And what does that mean to us and to printer is that data is going to drive this industry, and digital or printing is not an exception. So digital data will actually drive the digital prints. That's something that we should be aware of it. Second, of course, is the changing route to the markets or changing routes to the market, which means we should see how the end businesses that you are catering is changing their route to the market today. And if this happens, what is going to the print industry, this will again change the way print industry will also go to their end market. And what it really lead to all of us is to something which is web to print for us. Although it's a name which was heard many times before, but believe us, this is going to be a real one of the biggest revenue stream for most of our commercials printer today. So with this, I don't take much of a time from here, and I hand over the frame directly to our COE team for the actions to really emphasize and show how one single technology can enable you to de-risk your business and to grow in the high value space of each print product which is available. Gaurav, Mahidi, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashok. Can you hear me well?
Absolutely, we can.
Yes. Can you see me and then Edson as well? So maybe, okay, we can put the
we can't
spot
see you.
first. Just give us a second while he is actually putting the...
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Edson.
Yeah, now we can see
the 12,000, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So we are gonna move in a second. into the different camera spot.
Yes.
All right.
Are you?
I guess you all can see us now.
Definitely, yes.
Good afternoon. Namaste. All right. Welcome, India, to our special editions of a Print Week India in regards to the commercial sessions. Myself, I'm Mahidi. I'm the regional category business manager for Asia Pacific and Japan commercials, and I'm here today with me, my colleague Edson.
Excellent, which is actually taking care of the theory. Today we're going to show you the wide range of applications.
Edson, yeah.
All right. So before we start, we have, like mentioned before, a full pack agenda. We are going to show you the Swiss knife solutions of HP Indigo. But I think it's very, very important for me to give a few words before we start. When we look into the digital printing, from HP Indigo perspective, we don't see digital printing is just a matter of being able actually to print short runs or to do the customizations or personalizations. That is given from the technology itself. How HP Indigo really looks into the digital printing solution, it's looking beyond just as a given technology in terms of printing. Ashok mentioned before about Industry 4.0. We look into the Swiss knife solution. That is exactly what we are going to bring over to you today. We are going to showcase you the different applications that we have in the commercial space. And that is just beyond GCP applications. We are going to look into the solutions of where we have different capabilities, versatilities, and flexibilities, not only from the press itself, but also from the media and then other solutions. So for us, HP Indigo, it is about the solutions where it will actually accompany you and then your company to grow further in the futures. When we actually hear about Industry 4.0, we equip the solutions also with the capability to meet the requirement of the Industry 4.0. You all have heard about the Print OS, the automations, the data minings, the data sharings, and that is pretty much to consolidate on how we look into the printing business. It's just beyond the print. It's just beyond the capability of printing short runs and then the personalizations. It's about the business growth, about new opportunities. And then how we make your company very efficient, very productive in terms of enrolling your business. Now, we are going to present to you several applications. The first one that we are going to discuss with you are the applications related to the general commercial prints and then the photo, as well as what is really, really coming up now is the folding carton application as a part of the total commercial solutions. We have customers coming from an offset where they are looking the digital. It's not only the flexibility of running the typical general commercial print, but they are expecting HP Indigo being able also to facilitate them in running the folding carton application. And that is exactly what we are going to showcase you today. Now, Edson, why don't you actually show us on what we can actually expect from the GCP and then the photo space from HP Indigo?
So first of all, I think we want to show you this pop-up books that is done by one of our customers in Indonesia, right? Who actually do a dream, right? A dream about the children, right? About where he wants to stay in the future. And this is actually printed on the 12,000, because it's a B2 format. It's a larger size of it. And then the next one is books. Books definitely is in offset environment, which every printer who loves to print that. And this is not printed on 4 colors, it's printed on 3 colors EPM. EPM enhanced productivity mode that allows you to bring down your cost and also more productive in running it, right?
Faster speed, right? 30%.
Faster speed, yes. 33%.
Faster.
33% faster, yeah.
And so that means we are printing without black to produce.
Without black, only CMYK, right? CMY, only CMY, right? Another one is, of course, fluorescent colors. We have over 30 special colors that you can use. This is one part of an example of it. They have all the orange, the pink, the green, and the yellow. And with the B2 on the 12,000, you can actually print on a big posters like this with fluorescent colors on it also, right?
With the fluorescent colors.
Yep.
And then I see it's a very, very beautiful samples of the photo book. And it's from India.
The photo book. Yeah. So this is from India. And this is printed on HD, you know, high definition.
High definition.
And we developed the ink specially for India on Vivid colors, the Vivid pink and the Vivid green, right?
Beautiful.
We allow customers to bring out the colors of it. Yeah. Beautiful. And a lot of embellishment, not just printing, but a lot of putting a lot of embellishment to it to increase the value of the prints, right? Yes.
Very nice.
So once you see that a book put on the box, you added more value to it, not just a book by itself, right?
Yeah. So moving over, when we look into the other segments, I mentioned before folding cartons. What can we tell us about the folding carton?
Folding cartons today on our press, we support up to what? TSK 550 microns?
We can, we can do
right?
now
On the 7K.
up to 600 microns on the 12,000s now.
On the 12,000, wow.
Yeah,
that is much
with the
thicker
15K
paper.
value pack. Yeah.
Yes. What I want to show you also, this box, as you see over here, this is printed on EPM, right? 3 colors without black, right? Where you can use print on our Indigo press, and you look at it, and this is printed on a much more thicker substrate, 450 micron substrate. Another one is just now we talk about fluorescent colors, right? Fluorescent boxes. We have a pink.
Yeah.
You have the yellow, fluorescent yellow, the orange, and the green, right, in a box. So every brands want their product to stand out from the shelf. And this is an example for it, right? You put on the shelf, everybody can look at this is printed bright colors.
Rightfully said. Yes, correct. So it's just beyond the normal CMYK print.
And of course, brands also want to say, how can you protect my brands, right? I can add what kind of variable to my box. If you look at this one, is every box has a different image, right? This is a woman that can be changed. Every box are changing. And the mosaic pattern over this side can also be changed, everyone. One seed, we can then create about millions of mosaic, and every box can be unique by itself, right? This add value to the print, right? So what you're holding now, this, for example, is that this is a seed, right? From one seed, you can create thousands and millions of different variable mosaic.
All right, very interesting, isn't it? I see also the variable data printings embedded into applications, yeah?
Yeah. And next one is we want to talk about some security mark also on print, right? Well, this kind of boxes, you can add in security features into the boxes where you want to say, how can I have brand protection? Right?
Yeah. Very interesting indeed. Thank you so much, AdSense. Now I would like to hand over to my colleague Gaurav, who will give us a deep dive on the press itself of all these beautiful products, and then how is it actually being done, being produced on our HP Indigo 12,000s HD. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you, Mahidi. Good afternoon, everybody in India. Namaste, Sat Sri Akal. Mera naam hai Gaurav Chadda. I'm standing right now in front of 12,000 HD digital press. Now, what you see here is the pallet feeder. Yes, this pallet feeder looks exactly the same as like your offset press. Now, one of the special features is that it has a patented technology called as Tornado. What it does is ensures there are no multi-peg. You heard Edsent and you heard Mahidi talking about beautiful applications, but I'm talking about ensuring that the print continuously keeps on happening. So what I've done is I've ensured that there is a Metsa board, 550 micron thick substrate kit to print some folding cartons for you. But let's walk. थोड़ा सा मेरे साथ चलिए, because now we are talking about digital press. और हम digital की बात करें, तो there are 2 drawers which you see here. We have a 150 GSM art paper which is here. Jisme se I will print applications around on dark substrate, and at the same time I have our Joe Wiggins media, and we are going to print a lot of these applications जो Mahidi and Edsent ने आपको बताई थी. Let me take you to the running of the press. And while I am switching towards the other side of the press, this press is B2 size. We are talking about 750 mm by 530 mm. And at the same time, what we are also talking is it prints at a speed of 3,450 sheets per hour. जैसे कि आप देख सकते हैं, my colleague has now put in a print command, and you will be seeing a couple of prints coming out. All right. So while we are printing the jobs, let me showcase you some of the jobs which we were talking about. You see these jobs have started coming out. These we are printing posters. These are being printed in
there is
4
an
colors.
echo which is coming in.
Okay. Just let me check.
It's all right, Gaurav, continue.
Okay. So this is one. Then if you look at the jobs, now we are printing a cookbook. So one second, I have an echo. Can you guys hear me?
Absolutely fine now, Gaurav.
No echo?
No.
Okay, great. So now what we're printing is we are printing a cookbook. Now this cookbook, as explained, is being printed with EPM job, which is in 3 colors. At the same time, what we have also printed is the folding carton. You see, this is the same folding carton which Edcent was talking to you about. And you can see it's right now we are showcasing on the press. So in without really changing the substrate, I'm printing about 5 or 6 different jobs, from a cookbook to a folding carton to a poster, and also on a black substrate where we are printing, where you could see this nice little poster coming out and a tent card being printed. While you see the prints are flowing out, I'm also showcasing it to you. So it's being printed on a dark substrate. We are printing this with 5 colors, including a premium white. Now, Mahidi, back to you. Why don't we talk about the next set of application?
Thank you, Gaurav. Yes, welcome back. Now we are going to present you the second group of applications. The first one, probably this is something that's quite familiar, whether it's GCP, photo, or folding carton. The second group of application, it gets really, really exciting, because we are going to discover about the card printing. We are going to talk about the specialty printing. And then, of course, all the different products like wedding invites, that we are actually doing it differently than what typically you see in the market. So Essence, over to you.
Yeah. So we talk about Indigo that can print a wide range of substrate, right? So what we can see over here, this is printed on the dark paper, black paper with white ink, right? So you can look at it. This is how beautiful it's able to print 4 color plus white over a dark substrate. This is a wedding card from India, and then definitely metallic substrates that we can do on with white ink onto it to give you some good embellishment. And if you look at some covers like this, right? If like a folder, this is printed on metallic but with spot green color. This is 1 spot color plus 4 colors inside, right? So this 5 color printing plus a white 6 colors. So the next one we want to talk about.
This is credit card. It's very interesting.
This is plastic card, right? Credit card, plastic cards. Yeah, we can do it either in a single core or split core. When we say split core, it means 2 PVC of 300 micron together, and single core we can print up to 550 microns, or just now maybe 600 over the 12,000,
yes.
right? So this is possible now with credit card printing.
With the new value pack that we can go up from 550 to 600.
We also have one kind of paper called ISPC, which is already embedded with membrane and FRID inside, which allow you to print plastic card, which is on a paper card for door. Today hotels are very sensitive. Say nobody wants to reuse those door card, right? Door access card. Today they are printing on a paper ISPC card, so that you want to use one time, you can throw it away. Or a luggage tag like this, customized luggage tag whenever you want to travel. One more thing, that's now we talk about invitation, right? So this invitation is on Indonesia, wedding invitation. It's very simple, very elegant done. Some pop-up and some cutout of the invitation, right? And this is an APP 16pp invitation card for wedding.
So now we see the capability of running with the different media, synthetics media, variable data printing, spatial colors. Now what we have here on the specialty printing, I see T-shirts. Yeah,
so
I see
is believing, right?
Right.
Seeing is believing. See what I'm wearing here is also printed on the 7K, right? On heat transfer. This is new. That's something we are starting to develop. But in 1996, it was possible that we can also print heat transfer, right? But now we bring this application back again to allow people.
We cannot hear you. Can you hear Edson? No, I think we are losing Edson. Yeah. Check again, Edson.
Hello.
Yes, we can
No,
hear you,
okay.
Edson.
You can hear me, right? Now, good.
Yes.
Good. Yeah. So this is also heat transfer T-shirts, right? Coming from the 7K, and whether is it a black T-shirt or color T-shirt, white T-shirt, this can be done over the 7K. Next one, we'll talk about silver, the silver ink, right? That can give you very nice kind of silver embellishment over
Beautiful.
the paper on
Yeah.
the print,
Yeah.
right? Very good for wedding, very good for photos, and maybe some of the event cards or some books.
So which means that with the silver ink, it's not only about silver ink, yeah, but other colors, metallics colors.
This one's later Shim will show that
Yeah.
on the silver,
Okay.
right?
All right.
So one more application before we hand over. We call this what? Easy release. Easy release ink over here. Easy release means we can now print scratch ink, what you call a conventional, called scratch ink. What we do is 4 color plus varnishing an easy release layer and print 4 colors again over it. In the conventional easy release, you cannot print 4 color over the top part of it, but now you can see this is 4 color printed, right, over it. And this job will be printed later to show you over the 7K.
We're going to
Easily,
see
they will
them
demonstrate.
live.
They will demonstrate how to scratch it.
Very
I will
nice.
hand over to Gaurav.
All right, thank you, Edson. You know, Edson, while you were showcasing some amazing applications, what I did was I already changed the media to print the security card, the credit card. So let's have the focus a bit on, you could see these are the credit cards which Edson was talking about. We are printing 300 microns PVC here. I'll just pick up one of these to show it to you. But this is more from a security purpose. We are printing it with spot blue, which is a Visa brand colors. They're very specific. And I probably will take you around a little, moving towards pointing it towards the ink cabinet, which you see here. And you could see it's a CMYK ink, plus we have the fluorescent inks and the Visa blue. Now, right at the corner, what you see is the Visa blue. Now, security forms a very, very important part of it. But there are many more features than just about this. Let me take you to one of my colleagues, Shim, and I will walk over to Shim where he would do a live job of heat transfer. Yes, so Shim, here you go.
Everyone, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay. So my name is Shim. As explained by the SN and Mahidi, so I will show to the 7K specialty application. Before I go over, actually today I want to show what we are configured in here. As you can see, 7K, we are configured to CMYK and then invisible yellow, and then silver and premium white. So through this kind of our special ink, we will print out the special application, what we just show now. Okay, can you follow me? Okay, so YE, can you change? Yes, now we are trying to print out our 7K the demo. So just now the SN showed the silver application. So now we are printing out the silver application. Alex, can you print out? Okay, so yeah. While we are printing this one, actually also here using our silver ink. Yep, it's coming. As you can see, now we are print out using our silver ink and then print out the actual application. So just before we show to you this the silver, actually using our silver color, we make this kind of beautiful application like this. So this is exactly what SN showed to you. This is what we are print out currently. Okay, so also I want to show to another very interesting application here. Can you start over here? Yes, can you see here? So actually, I explain about invisible yellow. So using the invisible yellow, actually you can see in here, this is invisible yellow plastic card. If I turn off UV, you cannot see anything over here, right? But if you're under the UV light, you can see this kind of invisible image over there. So using this kind of our special ink, also you can make a value-added application as well. Also, here is another our silver application that we are not only print out silver, also using our CMYK. Also, we can make this kind of very variety of the metallic color application as well. One thing what I want to show to you here, actually this is our rainbow silver metallic color swatch book. Actually, as you can see, using our two hit of the silver, on top of silver, we can put it the CMYK. We can make this kind of variety of different metallic color. It's really amazing. So any metallic color you want, you just using our silver, and then on top of silver, print out CMYK, you can make this kind of metallic color application as well. Also in silver case, as you can see here, using the silver, you can make a more high value invitation. This is one kind of wedding invitation card using the silver. Compared to the normal invitation, you can make a more high value and then more beautiful application like this. And also this is what I want to also show to you, the easy release ink scratch off. Just now SN showed to you how it looks like. So actually we print out this kind of all hidden image on here. After we are print out, we are using our easy release ink like this. Okay, let me scratch up how it looks like. After you print out this kind using the easy release ink, and then you just scratch off, you can make this kind of voucher or gift card, or using the event or winning card as well. So very easily you can scratch off like this. Okay, so this is another our amazing easy release ink application. Next one is actually I want to show to you also. I wearing this kind of t-shirts. This t-shirts actually last week we have the security event. We are making this kind of t-shirts and we are all wearing. So now I want to show to you how we are making this kind of t-shirts using our 7K press. Okay, so in 7K we just print out this kind of heat transfer image on our special media. Actually, we have 3 different media we can print out the heat transfer application. So today we using the NuCoat, the media. We are print out the image and then peel up the image, and then we put the just t-shirts in garment, as you can see. Okay. And then we do using our heat transfer, the finishing machine, we transfer to image to our t-shirts. Okay, Alex is ready. Yeah, now it's almost done. Okay, so it takes around 20 seconds, and then the temperature is around 190. So using this kind of heat transfer, the machine, and then print out application, and then the transfer to image t-shirt, and then you can make this kind of t-shirt. Actually, when we are making this t-shirt, we are using the CMYK, also fluorescent ink. Also, we are using the invisible yellow. Okay, so after we are transfer, you peel up the film and then make this kind of t-shirts. Actually, as I mentioned, we are using the CMYK and then fluorescent ink, and then also we are using the invisible yellow. Later on, the exactly same t-shirts where the essence in wearing and go to dark room and then show to you what is inside the invisible ink in t-shirts. Okay, so not only this kind of t-shirts, actually, as you can see, this is one of my apparel display. So we have this kind of blue, very beautiful t-shirts. We already make it. And then also using another our heat transfer application in the body media. And then we can make this kind of very beautiful t-shirts as well. So depends on your purpose and depends on media, actually certain heat transfer application case require the silk screen process. This one is using the silk screen as a finishing. This is without any silk screen process. We just make a t-shirt. Not only this kind of t-shirt, as you can see, also we make this kind of bag. Actually, this bag is my sample kit bag. Also, last time when you have an event, our colleague Gorapu's birthday, so we make this kind of his birthday t-shirts on time. And then also we make this kind of different type of t-shirts as you can see. So all we can print out this kind of beautiful application through our 7K the press. This is all about what we are prepared for the special application printed by the 7K. Okay, I will hand over to Maidi. Maidi, are you there?
Yes, Shim, thank you very much. Indeed, it was a very, very interesting applications that we have. It's beyond the typical commercial applications that that we usually see on the day-to-day business. Now, you are actually on the different exposures gallery. And this is another a non-standard applications that we also see as an opportunity in the commercial space. We move from typical photo books, yeah, into the folding cartons, into the card printings, yeah, and then we saw the T-shirt through the heat transfers. Now, what I would like to show you is another applications. First of all, the wallpaper, yeah. With the HP Indigo solutions, we are also venturing into a different segments and new applications. For example, typical application that we actually see on the signage and display, we are also doing it on the HP Indigo with the WebFed press to print the wallpaper. Also with the spatial media like Tyvek, we can actually create jackets, yeah, different designs of a fashion clothing. We see here also light box, yeah. This is for the promotions materials with a beautiful print quality that that Indigo can achieve, especially with the HD quality of a 1600 DPIs. We can really see the in your face print quality, especially with the effect of the light box. It really stands out. It really stands out. And then talking about spatial media as well, as a part of the decorations purpose, as you see here, this is a spatial media like a magnetic, but you don't need to have a self-adhesive or special glue on it. It actually comes from this spatial media where you can actually put it on the wall, yeah, and then you can change the designs of, I don't know whether you can actually see clearly on this one, but here you can peel it off very easily, move it into the different locations, and then just change the styles of decorations at your place. That's also another spatial applications that we see from the commercial space. Now I would like to hand over to Edson, where he's now at the other dark room with a very, very exciting.
So, Mahidi, how about yes?
Good up. Yes. So before that, let's have a look on our Indigo 25K with Gurav. Gurav, hand over to you.
Thanks, Mahidi. You know, Mahidi, you've been talking about some great applications. Now, what I really want to lay emphasis is we have seen applications from A3 size. We've seen applications from A3 size to B2 size to now what we are talking is B1 size. Now, if you're able to see me here, I'm standing at the 25K for commercial. I have my colleague with me, Mark, who will be printing the jobs. And while he'll be printing a job, this is a B1 size. We are talking about a 746 mm by 1120 mm frame size. This is a real job of a poster in Korea, which is done in a convenience store. We are talking about printing at a speed of 31 meters per minute. Mark, how about you? You have shot the prints. Okay, so what Mark has done is, while I'm talking to you, we are going to be printing 100 GSM paper, but 6 different type of jobs. We are talking backlit, what Mahidi was talking about. I'll print a B1 size poster, a wallpaper, maps printed, and another interesting application. So as you could see, if you could, the best thing in today's time with all the travel not being happening, this is the best time of me traveling, when I can come from my home to the office with this nice little bag, which is also what we've done is we've printed and then pasted onto this bag. All right, so as you could see, the print now, this as I mentioned, this is the large size. This is a commercial web press. It's the roll-fed press. So what you're looking is like a complete portfolio in last 30 minutes, checking at different applications. We are currently printing it on 4 colors, as you could see. The very first, you could see some images coming off the Singapore poster, which is on a B1 size. And as we go along, this is a food poster, which is very popularly being used in a lot of restaurants, which we are seeing right now. So there are plenty of jobs which you could do. Let's just turn the camera a little around and showcase you a bit of applications, what have been printed by some of our customers. Here you see is a banner, which probably I'll hold. Now this has been stitched in between. So it's like 2 frames being used to put this huge banner, which you see right now. But also another interesting application is on the map, this map printed on Tyvek. Now, which you see, these are maps, geographical maps being printed, being used. And at the same time, we are talking about these huge posters, be it for cosmetics, be it for the food industry. So while we are looking at from a commercial point of view, there is a whole scope of things we can do, and this is not more. And like you see, if you just focus around here, you could see the print of the bag, which I showed you. It's getting printed right now, and it is personalized. Well, that's a little bit around on the commercial web presses, but a very important aspect is on the fluorescent colors which we were using. And let me send it you to Edson, who's going to talk to you a bit about what the fluorescent colors in the dark room looks like. Edson, over to you.
Hello, we are back again. I want to show you how fluorescent colors can work. So today, if you see on the background of it is that these posters are printed 8 colors or 7 colors. We say 7 colors with CMYK plus 3 fluorescent colors with green, pink, and yellow, right? To form these nice color posters that is printed. And as we go over here, cricket. I think recently somebody done some cricket posters, right, in India. This is also fluorescent colors posters that is printed for the cricket club, and also T-shirts, right, which is for the cricket club also on fluorescent colors. They're able to glow in ultraviolet light. So few of the things that we also have invincible ink. That's not what Shim showed you. This is something which is invincible ink that can allow you to print personalized bacteria, security bacteria onto the card or onto a box, folding cartons, like wine. Let's say sometimes wine, you want to do some security features like this one, the signature. This is security yellow, invincible yellow ink. And packaging, right? Fluorescent pink packaging boxes, mooncake. In Australia, they use suntan cream, right? Printed on fluorescent yellow. If we move over here, is that with books, right? School children will love to have some fluorescent to read the story in the night, in the dark also, in fluorescent pink. So as we go over here, we also see some of the calendars, right? Calendars that is printed in fluorescent colors, in pink colors also, for the Women's Days. And we talk about the best thing is to stand up from the bookshelf is also printing on books and magazine covers using fluorescent ink. As we move over here, you can see some jazz party clubs posters that is being printed or using fluorescent for the four fluorescent colors, right? The orange, the yellow, the pink, and the green. And also some of the signage, restaurant menus, 10 cards. If we move over to this side of the wall, then we comes over this side, some nice posters that is collage that's printed also in fluorescent colors of yellow, green, pink, and orange. As we move over here, look at the fish posters here, which is printed with very nice fluorescent colors. So it is all about the fluorescent ink that we showcase here. I want to hand it over back to Mehdi. Mehdi.
Thank you, Edson. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Exciting indeed. Thank you. Hi, everyone. Now, we hope that with this, you have pretty much a good idea what the commercial business and application is all about from HP Indigo. Now I want to move over to the next topic, just the web to print. And then this is very, very important on how we elevate the business, not only from the applications, but also from the business process. I'm gonna hand over back to India, to Shiran, that will take you through on the Web2Print business, and then hearing a really exciting story from one of our customers in India. Back to you, Shiram. Thank you.
Mahidi. Thank you. Seeing surely is believing, isn't it? Another action-packed visit to the Center of Excellence, I must say, and hitting all the right notes. To put all this information into sense from a printer's perspective, we have with us Saifi Makasarwala, Chief Operating Officer of Silverpoint Press, to share more with us about how the Mumbai headquartered boutique commercial print company's journey to digital print and how it has managed 2020. Saifi, as I mentioned, is a Chief Operating Officer of Silverpoint Press, one of India's award-winning commercial printers. Saifi has been associated with Silverpoint Press for 27 years and started his career as a trainee on the shop floor. The company launched PrintNation.in, his brainchild, a marketplace for customized printing. The website is also creating a unique online store for corporates wherein all their artwork is achieved and easily accessible through cloud computing. Using the same platform, these artworks can be edited, customized, and managed for printing, all through a digital experience. We have a short video highlighting Silverpoint's digital journey. Let's first take a look at it.
So our first association with HP was 10 years ago when we bought our first digital press, 3550. I must say we got tremendous support from them because we were a little wary because that was our first move to digital. So we had a lot of questions, inhibitions, but they've really handheld, took us to a stage where we needed more capacity, we needed faster turnaround time. And therefore the 12,000 decision to buy the HP 12,000 came 5 years down the line, where they bought back our old machine and gave us the 12,000, and tremendous support. So it's really a partnership. It's not just buying the machine and it's over. And I'm sure going forward, we'll strengthen this even further. So hello, my name is Shabir Muchala. I'm the Managing Director of Silverpoint. So honestly, feel very proud about most of the work we do because we do challenging work, highly innovative. So it's a true pleasure to see the final print, which I get to see mostly all of the jobs that churn out of our press. So see what we enjoy, and I think now as a culture, our entire team, we get involved with the job from the early stages of design. So in a lot of the inputs that come out from our team is actually utilized in the final print product. So sometimes you have a before and an after. Had we done it the way it was handed over to us, this is the value addition we've done. We see the difference, the client sees the difference, and that is what differentiates us from the other printers. HP plays a big role in allowing us to do a lot more things that we could not do in basic commercial printing.
Silverpoint and HP partnership, I think, will go a long way. Basically, we see HP as a technology solution provider, and HP keep innovating in terms of their the way they innovate, and they bring out new technology, new machines. They keep on innovating in terms of the speed of the machine, in terms of what capabilities of the machines can do. And it's every time we go to Drupa or any trade exhibition, we see something new what HP has brought in.
So I'd like to start off by saying that our partnership with HP has been an extremely fruitful one for several reasons. Having started a web-to-print portal recently, close to 3 years ago now, we are able to do things that we were not able to do initially without a digital printing machine. So the idea for Print Nation was very much, a collective decision from, our management team. We saw that a lot of our existing clients were placing orders that at some times were repeat orders. And it took up a lot of time, it took up a lot of administrative time, which from an economics standpoint is an indirect cost to both parties. And we found that there are ways to make this much easier for our clients. So we explored this idea while on an exhibition overseas, and we had heard of web-to-print before, but we weren't quite sure how ready the Indian market was for a service like this. But over time, we, after having some discussions and having done some groundwork of our own, we felt more confident to move in that direction, largely with the goal to help our customers place orders far more easily and to reduce the pain in having to send PDF files back and forth and to waste time making phone calls and things like that.
One of the key milestones which we could achieve using HP Indigo technology in terms of the utilizing the powerfulness of the print engine is basically very quick turnaround time, wherein today Cellopoint is known to turn around the jobs very quickly. Also because of us having the entire bindery facility like foiling, PUR binding, hard case binding, foil stamping, everything in-house. So we quickly print on our Indigo machine and then turn around the printed sheet into a product and deliver it to the client. And this can be, we do it overnight. The biggest second key milestone what we could achieve is basically using a very different kind of medias like metallic medias, PVC, polyester medias, which are otherwise very difficult and time consuming to print on an offset. And those medias we are using and printing it on Indigo machine and turning it out very quickly, very fast. This has given us a very good edge. Also with digital technology and having a web to print model in place, Print Nation, we are now able to turn around the job, give client the deadlines which are very difficult. Means the shipments are mostly done the same day. The order is placed online and the same day evening the product is printed, bound and dispatched. So that way it has given us a huge advantage in terms of achieving this milestone.
We as a company 40 years down the line have been adapting to new technology, always been a step ahead. We want to make it more technologically driven. So in terms of our systems, our ease of work, and we'll keep going forward, look at what the new trends are, study that and keep investing in that. So we will still continue catering to the niche, high quality, extremely high quality, challenging work.
We had so much to assimilate in that video we just saw, the scale achieved and the possibilities. I'm sure most of the audience is super excited and even more curious. First of all, let me welcome Saifi. Pleasure to have you with us. My first question to you. Years ago, we used to have jobs coming in that had to be ready in 2 weeks' time. That's just gone. How does Silverpoint manage production? Because you may not even know what is going to be on the presses in the next 6 hours, let alone the next day.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone, and good evening to our friends in Singapore. Very good question, and to start with, and yes, earlier we used to have a lot of time, like even the process used to take a lot of time with scanning, color correction, mixing, flatbed proofing. But today with the technology, the whole the process has shrunken, and the entire thing can be done in like few hours. Today we get files, jobs maybe in the morning, we proof it, color correct it, take it for the final printing, and by the next day it is printed, bound, and dispatches goes. So definitely the whole thing has, there's a lot of speed which has come into the process. And with the having a digital printing machine in house, it has given us a lot of advantage in terms of turning around the job at really fast pace. Like for example, on a Print Nation, on an online web to print portal, we get jobs online, almost around say 175 to 200 jobs in a day. Those all jobs gets processed, queued onto the machine, printed, goes to the fabrication, binding, and dispatch. Everything happens on the same day. All the dispatches, all the orders which we get in the morning get delivered by the evening to the courier, and it goes out for dispatching. So yes, actually it is like very fast turnaround time, and with the processes which are in place helps us to achieve this scale. And our target is, to achieve almost doing 1,000 jobs per day. And these jobs also includes doing a lot of variable printing, processes like spot UV, laser cutting, digital foiling, etc.
Okay. So at what point did you realize that you had to diversify into digital print technology? If you had to, your aim is to stay as one of the top print companies, and why digital print?
We started experimenting with digital printing more than a decade ago. Initially, we started by outsourcing our requirement to various suppliers who had different printing engines. And very soon, we zeroed down on suppliers with HP Indigo machines, since we were satisfied with the print results and consistency in quality. Soon, our volume started growing, and we saw that our clients' requirement also started growing for the short-run printing. So we did our numbers, and we decided that let's try and get into a digital printing machine. And we bought our first Indigo 3550. It was an entry-level machine. But with the installation of this machine, it helped us to learn the digital printing business, its opportunities and limitation.
Okay.
Our team started experimenting with offering of personalized printing solutions, and also we did a lot of work which was hybrid. Basically, we used to do a lot of variable data on digital, and the fixed data was printed by offset. So we could do a lot of things in terms of like permutation and combination, combining offset and digital together. So it was actually complementing each other. And during the same period, B2 size was launched by HP. And when this size came in, we started looking at the size, and we also did our homework into working out. We do a lot of short run jobs at that point of time on offset also. And then we did our math, and we saw that a lot of jobs which we do currently on our offset machine, and those can be done on this 12,000 machine, B2 size machine.
Okay.
And we sat with HP team. They helped us a lot. We did a lot of experimentation at their center, and once we were satisfied in terms of stability of the technology, also the speed, and when we did all our numbers, we decided to upgrade our machine to 12,000.
Okay.
Throughout, we got a very good support from HP team, and that's how we went into digital printing for B2 size. It's been now 4 years running, and we are seeing a steady growth in short-run jobs, personalized and wearable data printing segment.
True. So I understand that you started this transformation almost 10 years now. So you started early. So was it merely a support function, or was it a core driver of value when you made this transformation?
See, we at Silverpoint, we believe in adopting and implementing new technology, be it in printing machines with autoplate, or moving from film image setter to thermal CTV plates, or bringing an ERP solution to provide a seamless experience to our customer. Silverpoint has always been a front runner in bringing a new technology and making it available to its clients to ensure our clients gets all these services required under one roof. Same was in the case with digital printing. As soon as we saw the potential and value it will bring to our clients, we immediately adopted it.
Okay.
Digital printing from day one was never a mere support function, but was a profit center by itself. It complemented our offset business in many ways. For example, we quickly printed an urgent requirement through digital, and then the mass quantity was printed by offset and delivered, so that the client urgencies are taken care, and as well as the costings are taken care, because the larger quantity will be printed by offset. So it really helped in achieving this.
All right. Okay. So I know you did speak about the equipment that you invested in. Was there any specific advanced technology options, specific attributes and features that it made it suitable for different applications that you were looking to use it for?
Our first Indigo was a standard machine, but when we upgraded it to 12,000, we opted for a 7-color machine, because we do a lot of value-added printing, and with 7 colors we could do Indichrome, wherein we could print with an extended gamut of colors, making the images look very bright and vibrant by using orange, violet, and green. Also, it helped us in terms of achieving Pantone simulated colors. Almost 85% of the entire Pantone deck can be printed using this CMYK plus orange, violet, and green and achieved. So this helps us a lot when we do light packaging, wherein there are a lot of spot colors and Pantone colors are used. Without doing any cleaning or any changeover of color, we can straight print like a 4-color job, and the next job will be like 7-color with 2 CMYK with 3 Pantones, and the next job can be on a CMYK with say another 2 Pantones, and everything happens in line.
Okay.
We also use a lot of white ink basically on metallized polyester when we do a small run on MatPet, which otherwise is very like time consuming and even expensive to do on an Intertek UV machine.
Okay.
And also we use white to print on color paper, even on craft paper, means to achieve a very unique and a different experience in terms of the printed collateral. Printing on a colored paper gives a very unique and a different result altogether. So all this application gives a very good value-added service to our customers. We can also do a lot of different medias. Basically, the biggest advantage is we use a lot of different kinds of paper on this machine, and that has never been a limitation. Means basically all the papers, be it from Arjowiggins or Grupo Cordinons or Fabricani, almost all textured paper, metallic paper, even non-tearable paper, metallized paper can be printed very easily on this machine. So actually, it has given us opened up a huge basket of possibilities, and also given us a opportunity where we can give this product and service it in a very timely manner.
Okay. Okay. Got it. One last question, Saifi. So this post-pandemic, the world that we are living in, it is about defining where the new revenues for printers is going to come from, right? What new revenue strategy can become trending in 2021? And how much differentiation will digital print technology offer?
So it's a very difficult question. Nobody can predict the future. Post-pandemic,
what trends do you see?
Yeah, that's one. So the post-pandemic market condition may not be the same. It will what it was way in 2019. 2020 actually has changed a lot, and to 2021 will post a lot of challenges and changes. There will be upsides and downsides which every business will face. And the key to getting back on track will be the strategic decisions every business will take to minimize the downside. And but I think we all need to be very optimistic. And I personally believe that there will be a surge in printing requirement, since a lot of brands who could not reach out to the potential customer will try hard to do so quickly. And there will be also lots of new product launches which got delayed due to pandemic will start rolling out. But also, due to the experience we had in 2020, brands may take conscious steps in rolling out the new product and launches, which will trigger a lot of short quantity and high value added personalized print collateral requirement, which
Okay.
will help them to do a very focused direct marketing. Since there will be a lot of strain on the budget with the marketers, because the last entire year was not very good, will try hard to improvise and improve their and maximize the every rupee they spend. And digital printing will be a preferred choice, since it can address to all the requirement in terms of the short quantity requirement, and which will also help them to do personalized communication, maybe very direct and very focused marketing approach can be done. So that I think all this will help a lot in seeing a volume growth in short run market basically.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think you've been patient enough to answer all these questions. I'm sure the audience has a few more to ask.
Sure.
And to help with all the questions from the audience and otherwise, I'm also going to ask the entire HP panel from Singapore and also in India to join in. Also joining us today is Appadurai, Country Business Manager, India and Sri Lanka, HP Indigo Digital Offset Press. Welcome, Appadurai. So let me jump into the set of questions that we have. I'm going to put it out to the panel overall. You can take a pick on something that you would like to answer. So the first question is, there is a common saying that don't put all eggs in one basket. But it sounds logical, but how practical is it for the Indian commercial printers?
Yeah, Sriram, I think I can take this question, but I would love to hear from Sefi also. Right, when he spoke about, actually he spoke about 2-3 applications. One is towards the light packaging, which they have already started. One is towards the mid-pet with special colors and few of the colored paper with the white inks. Definitely I would love support from Sefi also onto this. But I would put it this way, Sriram, is that all the segments that I shared in my initial the welcome page is, at the end of the day, we are not I would put it this: we are not in a business of doing one particular document. We are in the business of a communication, right? And if we are in a business of a communication, we have to be prepared, or to catering to our brands for all end-to-end communication that they are doing today, right? That's where how we can position ourselves from just a mere printer to kind of a market service provider to our brand. And in lieu of doing that, what we need is, of course, the facility and an infrastructure that needs to be created. And the most important infrastructure, or a part of an infrastructure, is the printing machine. Till date, if I go conventional way of investing into different machines, I may need several machines to do different kind of jobs which is required. One for printing on a lighter paper, one for printing on a board, one for printing on a spot color, one for printing on UVs, one for printing on the OPVs and other things. And what I'm ending up doing is investing into a one particular business of one particular asset. And what we are saying here is, once you invest into an HP Indigo platform, you really invest one technology to enter into all kind of businesses. So the biggest investment, which is a printing machine, is taken care. Now, what we need after printing is, of course, the finishing. And the finishing requirement for each industry is different. It is very specific. And we don't really, recommend, any printer to immediately jump into all categories in one go. We definitely need to develop the end-to-end solution by investing into some small, big, large finishing based on the industry size and the application that we are catering. But to answer your question, Sriram, it is not very difficult. It is quite practical, and I would put it this way, strategic in terms of, how do we position ourselves to the brand as well. So maybe Safi, you want to add anything?
No, I agree with you. It helps a business house when we have, say, we are not laying all our eggs in one basket. And when we've seen what happened in 2020, and when you have an opportunity to do revenue streams from multiple areas of business, be it, say, packaging, be it a commercial printing, be it photo, or maybe an online platform. So maybe if one revenue stream has a little strain on it, at least you are taking care of revenues from the other streams.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, both of you. Durai, there is a question for you from Abhishek Muralidharan. We've heard of personalized products, including photo gifts, photo books, portraits, and home decor through HP technology. To what extent has HP Indigo supplied the growing e-commerce markets for these products or even new products? Durai?
Okay. To what extent has HP supplied to the growing e-commerce market?
Yeah.
Of course, I mean, I think the best example which was given was printnation.in, which was spoken by Mr. Saifi. I think today a lot of demands of print, online print, is catered by digital technologies overall, especially with HP Indigo. I'm sure you would know about some of the biggest announcements that we made of deals from companies like Shutterfly, ePack, which is the largest packaging company in the world today. All of this are being catered by HP, and HP is taking a massive share as a service provider to those big brands which are playing in the e-commerce space.
Okay, I'm going to follow up with that question. There is another question about the Shutterfly deal. So yes, congratulations once again to HP for that massive deal. Do you have any similar business opportunities in India?
Okay, first of all, similar business opportunities in India. Shutterfly signed up 12,000 presses. Okay. I'm not going to insist. Anybody who's in this call who wants to place an order right after this web conference, there is no MOQs. You can place as low as 12,000 press. We are okay with it, right? So we're not going to insist 60. And I don't work for Shutterfly, so I'm not going to comment on Shutterfly's overall purchase. But I'll give you a couple of statistics that I read, which actually changed my whole perspective.
Okay.
One is about how much time e-commerce took to get to a penetration level of about 10% of overall business, which is done. E-commerce really took about 11 years to get to the 10% mark of penetration in any business that they were doing. The best part, the pandemic started, and the next 10%, which means from 10% penetration to go to 20% penetration, it took flat 8 weeks for e-commerce to do that. That's because of the pandemic effect. For me, a better statistics than this is in about not even 8 weeks, in 2 weeks flat, 15 days actually to be precise. In 15 days, 350 million, 35 crore people went online for education. 35 crore people went online for education in flat 15 days time. And a huge portion of this is from Asian countries, not even Asian, I mean, very specifically India and China. Okay. Sriram, for me, these are ground shaking numbers, which will determine what our future is going to be. Because, when somebody is going to be exposed to an online education today at whatever age, my son at 7 gets educated online, and the way he is going to shop and buy things is going to be very, very different. And we are already seeing it, right? This is going to have a far-reaching impact on the brands. If it has an impact on the brand, printers, which is an allied industry, will always have its effect, right? And that's where, when people like Saifi come and talk about printnation.in or the Vistaprints of the world or ePacks of the world, I think it's making a huge amount of difference. I believe what Shutterfly is trying to do with 60 presses or ePack or anybody is trying to do what Saifi was actually adding of disruption that is happening by to the print industry. So for me, I definitely feel a disruption in Indian market is possible. I would
Okay.
possibly ask Shaifi to give a couple of good examples that he himself gave it to me. So I don't want to steal that content from him. So I'll ask Shaifi to add a few points there.
Sure.
Yeah, the technology is actually bringing a disruption in every industry. Like you take any industry vertical, be it an Uber for local travel, or you take Airbnb for hotel accommodations and all. Like these are the companies who doesn't own the core. Like the Uber doesn't own a car, Airbnb doesn't own a hotel, but they are provider of service. So basically, they have disrupted that industry to a great extent. And people who come and disrupt the industry are not from the industry itself. They are from like they are from technology. Means they understand technology better. Like for example, Shutterfly placing order for such a huge number of Indigo, which any printer will be very difficult. He may add 111 and may achieve that number over a period of years, but in one go, very difficult. I think it's unimaginable. But why they can do it? Because their whole model is different. So basically, in printing also, there can be like disruption like this will happen wherein somebody from a different, may not be from a printing industry, but from a technology background and creating a basically a service, providing a service to the end consumer in terms of like say photo book or calendars, brochures, books. Like there are sites wherein you can build your own books, and like you can write a book, you can self-publish a book and all that, wherein the printer, like conventional printer may not even think about it. Those things can happen.
Okay. So staying on the topic, can anyone say what are the other main categories that we see growth in the digital space, that we are seeing growth in the digital space?
Yeah, maybe I'll take it, Shriram.
Sure.
Say whatever our experience on a worldwide level, on an APJ level, on an India level, I can give you some perspective here. Is still 2019. The major contributor towards digital is, of course, one is the transactional printing. Second one is we have a commercial printing. Third one is advertising. And the fourth upcoming category is the label category. These are the four major categories or the segments, I would put it this way, which is actually catering to the growth of the market. And from 2019 to next 10 years or a 5 years horizon, we see, two of the these four core digital contributor will definitely grow by a higher pace than what they were doing before. But there are few markets that will add it up here. The one big market which may add up, very fast is the books market, that to a four color book market, right? We will see a high growth in that category, whether it's a coffee table book or a trade book or the STMs, they will definitely come onto the track of the digital. And we may hear very soon about this growth of this market. And of course, the folding carton or a light packaging will also become a bigger contributor to a growth of that category as well. So in nutshell, I would say commercial, advertising, and transactional, will definitely contribute more. Books will have a larger share in terms of percentage, and definitely we have a light packaging which will become a part of our portfolio as well.
Okay, thanks, Ashok. So we were also talking about security space. I remember during the presentation at COE, there was a demonstration of security printing. So how much space is available in the security segment for commercial printer? Do they need to be certified security printers to enter into the segment? Would someone from COE want to answer this?
Yes, maybe I can actually chip in on this one.
Sure, please.
When it comes, thank you. When it comes into the security printing in digital, this is actually pretty much like a new beginning for digital printing, because mostly the security printing application is done on the offsets or the analog. So what HP is actually looking at on the security printing is a big potential, and this is also supported with the data that we have from satellite, from PIRA and so on, that close to the 50% of the print volume of the security printing, it's actually being printed in Asia. And this is how we actually see how big the potentials of the security printing. When we look into the data of the growth of the security printing, whether we are talking about card printing, whether we are talking about stamp and so on, it's very, very significant growth, even when we actually compare it with the labels and packaging, where it is another growth engines, yeah, that we have. Now, when we look into the security printing, we have to understand there are different levels. I will say 3 levels of the security printing. The first level, which is the high security printing, this is where we are talking about the banknotes, where we are talking about the government stamps. Yeah, this is the area where we are not playing into that one. Yeah, because the measurements, yeah, what we needs to be done, process that actually need to be taken for the high level security. This is where it's pretty much on the offset or conventional process. But then there is the mid-level of the security printing. And this is where we see, for example, on the card printing, whether it's or a birth certificate or a diploma. Yeah, this is where it actually requires such a high security printing applications, but it's not governed by the states, so-called, yeah, or the government. And this is where HP, playing a big role. We actually do the cooperations with one of the leading security printing player, Jura, and then also Aqua, where we actually develop the solutions that will provide all these different security application that can be applied for whether it's actually the diploma, the birth certificate, the card printings, and so on and so forth. The lower level or layer on the security printing, yeah, this is where we commonly see where you don't really need to have a very, very specific security printing applications or software solutions on that one. This is where we can see already some customers doing it when they are actually using the QR code track and trace application, a spatial media, for example, like the RFID media that you can produce the hotel room card, yeah, or the smart cards and so on. And that's where you don't need a very, very specific tools in order to identify whether it's actually a fake product or not. It can be done through the mobile phone and so on, through the apps, yeah, because what you need is only looking into the data metrics or the QR code, and then we will embed different security features, whether it's invisible inks that we apply, whether it is the micro text that we can apply, whether it's a special QR code features that you can apply on that product. So we're looking into these 3 different layers of the security printing, where we see the great potential of the Indigo digital printing playing on the mid level, and then the low level, so-called the commonly commercial applications on the security.
Thank you so much, Mahidi. So yeah, the message is loud and clear. There is a digital transformation is the way forward. That is what I hear from all of you. So let's talk about from the investment point of view. Should one invest? How long should it take to have an impact on both the top and bottom lines? 3 months, 6 months, 1 year, or 2 year? What are we looking at in terms of investment to, say a payback period?
Yeah, I think I'll answer this question, Shriram.
Sure.
See, this is like I'll put it this way. It's a half glass or a glass which is half full of water, right? What I see is the glass which is half filled, or I see the glass which is half empty, and this is how I see it. I'll put some of the the perspective here in the context that the traditional offset print market, right, which is available in our country for last, I will put it last 1990 onwards till 2021 to be a full-fledged market which is available with us, and the 40 years of an experience that we have in our commercial print industry today. And what we see, the digital may enter into all those, all those setups today. And what it can contribute, it can start contributing towards. First is the total volume conversion, which can happen from analog to digital, right? By exploiting different opportunities which is there. And this can range from 2% to 10% of the total analog to digital volume that may happen, in one particular printing company, depending upon size, depending upon the finishings, depending upon the market that they cater to. But the change that it can make to this one particular printing company is terms of, the bottom line. Although this may contribute 2 to 10% of the top line or the revenues, but believe me, the bottom line percentage, the net margin or a gross margin percentage would be somewhere between 20 to 30%. This is what we have experienced in each and every single commercial printer which has installed digital into their facility. So in terms of a payback period, I see digital investment is really fast when it comes to payback. Second, what it does is it creates much more new revenue stream for a company, right, which was never ever a part of their portfolio before. Third, which is most important, is to actually acquire more of a commercial conventional volume from the market where they were never present before. I'll give you an example. This is a benefit which is, which is exploited by many of our digital printers, is they can enter into any corporate today saying that they have a digital facilities and they can actually cater to the pain areas. And once you start catering to the pain areas is where the larger volume also comes back to you. So this is a trend that we have seen. Any printing company, conventional offset printing company has put a digital, their conventional volume has also gone up because customer has a higher trust onto that company. So if you see this holistic, the benefit coming with the digital, I would make a statement here is, the digital would be benefit to your business from day one, and it can start making profit from maybe, the day you start production.
Thank you, Ashok. I'm sure that would make a lot of sense to our audience today. We've heard a lot about digital technology, what HP can do to a commercial printer in the last hour and a half now. Let me welcome Durai to put this into a sense and share his closing remarks.
Okay, I get to share the closing remarks. First of all, I think I'm a little upset with the fact that our guys and you, when you're presenting the Silver Point video, did not capture a very, very important part of the video. Basically, they're very shy people. Silver Point actually has a dedicated 5,000 square feet facility only to store the awards and accolades that they've won across the world. Asian Print Awards to World Print Awards to local print awards, 5,000 square feet of space keeping trophies. So for me, first of all, it's a privilege for us to work with Silver Point and be a technology provider to Silver Point. And number two, it only shows their magnanimity when they come to a webinar like this to share what they've learned and how they figured out to benefit the 122 odd printers who have joined the call today. Right? For me, head down, Saifi sir. Thank you very much for sharing your wisdom, and I really wish Print Nation really rocks the show today. Right? That's number one, Sriram. Number two, to kind of answer your question, I had the urge, but then I control when you were asking whether putting all eggs in one basket is a practical thing or not. Try doing it. I think a lot of guys figured out the answer last year, right? I didn't want to say it. I mean, may truth be told, I mean, whether it's tourism or commercial print industry, you know what you went through, right? We seeing two more sides of the business, which is, we have a flourishing packaging business, cartons and labels, which did extremely well during the time of pandemic also. And the even bigger photo business that we do did take a hit for 3 months when the weddings were banned, but it's more or less back to the shape that it was before, right? And then there are inventions of new things. Like, for example, I heard it from two people. One, the budget that they have for the wedding remains the same. So if you were the one who were printing the wedding invites, the budget remains the same, but then the quantity has really come down. So people are willing to do that value add stuff and do really high quality stuff. That's number one. Another one, which was a beautiful project that we executed because of the restrictions that we have today. A guy wanted to show his own close relatives and friends as to how his wedding went, right? So he's made this beautiful photo book in a miniature size, and he's couriered 250 copies of those books were sent to people to explain how the wedding went in a form of a physical book. Yes, you can do it on a video. Yes, you can do it on Facebook, but I think if you were to do it for a 70-year-old auntie or masi, I think book really makes a huge amount of difference. And, that's why these miniature albums made a phenomenal difference. And, if you're a printer, all printers today, see photo as your opportunity. I mean, that's a massive opportunity, which is there. A lot of money is there in that kind of business, right? So, for me, those are positive stories, which, Ashok was talking or calling it as half full. But may truth be told, if you're a commercial printer, we understand your pain. Few of our customers are on this call. I see them. And I want to be honest here. Yeah, I'm not so good in predictions, or I can't predict, how the bounce back is going to be and stuff like that. But we're only giving you tips and tricks of de-risking your business, where the pain can be less if a situation like this happens. I hope and pray that it doesn't happen ever, but pain could be a little lower. And then to add to the whole thing, in the video, if you referred, there was this thing of HP supporting. What we can promise you is to obviously deliver the best of technology, which kind of enables you to do de-risking of the business, whether it's a plastic card Ashok was talking about, or the security which Mehdi was talking about, or posters which Gaurav was talking about, or even the Visa Spot Blue, right, which is a big business in the government tag area, right? So there are multiple options available beyond your core commercial print, which is all designed for the Indigo. So Indigos are basically designed as Swiss knives. So it will enable you to do, de-risk your business and spread it into multiple other things. But beyond all this, the biggest commitment that we want to give you beyond the technology bit is we want to talk to the brands and educate the brands on possibilities, right? And that's one of the journeys for, if you're a small medium printer, you're probably not doing it that well today. Marketing, right? I mean, printers do, in my mind, to be honest, are behind in marketing, right? You're behind in marketing. And that's where we're putting a lot of our focus today. The HP India team, we have as many number of people who go to the brands to the exact equivalent of how many people come to you, to your offices there today, right? And we undertake a lot of journeys in terms of brand education. We do 3x of events like what we do now. We do 3x more for the brands. Today morning, we had a small little conference for the cosmetic brand owners, which is, again, end of the day, going to translate into business for you. And we are happy to work with you, identify your customer list, put our marketing engine behind you to make you successful. I think that's a promise that HP kind of makes to any potential investor of digital. Sriram, you've always been a great host and an excellent resource person. With you today, Saifi made a killer of a presentation. I think, Ashok, thank you. That's all from my side, Sriram, in terms of closing.
I would like to add, Durai, to what Durai said regarding HP supporting, and that's why we always felt it was a tremendous support. Because being a printer, we shy away with marketing, and we don't have the marketing skill what a corporate like HP has. And definitely, and we have experienced it. HP does a lot to hold your hand, take you through, and takes you to the corporates, shows you different ways of different opportunities which are there. And I really owe it to HP for that.
Thank you. Thank you. I think that would be a wonderful closing line for us today, that you benefited from HP's attempt at raising marketing standards in the industry. Yeah. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And I hope it was useful to all our audience today. And we hope to take this conversation forward in another session. Thank you, everyone. Good evening.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
From
Singapore. See you. Bye-bye.
See you, Singapore team. The Singapore team, thank you. You guys have been staying late. Appreciate your help. Thanks.
Thank you.
See you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.